Hi, everybody, and welcome to our Powerful Women in Business event. We are so happy to have you all here with us to listen to our powerful panelists of women. We hope that you leave this call feeling really motivated to take action, right, towards your goals and your dreams. My name is Brittany Ame. I live in Southern California. I'm a wife and mom of two little ones. I was a former collegiate and professional athlete, and I've been coaching volleyball for the past 15 years now. It's become a huge passion of mine to not only share the power of plant nutrition with all of my friends and family and athletes, but also to really expand and grow a thriving business that allows me to be home more while I'm raising my babies. Okay. Type in the chat if you are a mom. Let us know if you're a mom and that's something that's important to you, being home with your kids. That's something that was very important for me. And as someone who previously didn't know that an opportunity like this even existed, I feel very strongly about helping other women see that this can be an option for them as well. Now, before I turn this over to my co-host, I want to make sure that as you listen to our panelists share their business stories, you understand that we are making no income claims or product claims to treat or cure any illness or disease. Okay. With that being said, Adeta Kumba Falati, take it away.
Thank you, Brittany. Hello, beautiful people. So I am from Southern California. Well, I'm not from Southern California, I'm from Texas actually, but I live here. I've been living here for about 6 years. I am a volleyball coach, a trainer, and a social worker. And this business for me started about a year and a half ago when Brittany actually introduced me to the products and let me know about plant powders. And I had a pretty drastic, really incredible knee journey, my knee injury that I happened in college when I was playing volleyball. And so I had a pretty awesome transformation. And that's why I started to share it. And I was sharing it to friends and family, all the social media, coming from mountaintops, like what it did for me. And after a year, I finally said yes. So I was like, you know what? I'm sharing it already. Why not also make some income from it as well? And so that's how my journey started on this business. But you didn't come here to hear from me. You came here to hear from our beautiful panelists. And so without further ado, let me introduce them to you guys, okay? Because they are about to blow your mind. So hopefully you have your pens and paper ready to take some awesome notes. First, we have Dr. Nailani Valentine. She's a doctorate of naturopathic medicine. She's been a health community practitioner for 50 years. She's a wife, a mother, a grandmother, a great grandmother, and her health, her wellness, self-healing guide, and that she's a lover of life. She's also a founder of New York's Heal by Touch Oasis and co-director of the Self-Healing Education Center in Florida, practicing for over 50 years now. And she's helped hundreds of women heal themselves and men heal themselves, regain their energy and their strength, and learn to understand the connection between what we think and what we eat. And she has also reached one of the top leadership positions in our company. Next, we have Courtney Buns Powers. She lives in Lincoln, California. She left the corporate world about 6 years ago after the birth of her first daughter to be a full-time mom and also grow this business. She runs her business alongside being a wife to a busy pastor, a mom of two, a rancher, and a family farm business. She has been in this company for over a decade, also reaching the top leadership position in our company. And then we have Asia Major Waith. Born in Jamaica, Queens, moved to Long Island, where she lived until State College in Pennsylvania, attending Penn State University, where she got her BS in kinesiology. She currently resides still in State College with her 4-year-old dog and is a personal trainer. She's been in this business for over 8 years and has also reached the top leadership position in this company. So let's start with Dr. Nailani. Please talk to us about your journey into starting your own business with this company.
There we go. I just, first of all, appreciate love the fact, that's a statement that my husband has coined, appreciate love it. And I do appreciate love the fact that I'm here with these amazing women and with Adeta Kumba. I am loving just being in this community, number one. I have always been the kind of person that appreciated her freedom. Even though there was a time that I worked for others, I worked at a university, I taught in some colleges and universities in New York. However, that was for a period of time. And then, of course, when I became a naturopathic doctor, I set my own hours. And when I heard about this company, frankly, when I heard about the product, at first, well, I'll tell you, my husband and I had moved from New York, and we had a very successful product in New York. We were helping people to be healthy. We had, he doesn't like to call it I call it a service because he says we don't practice on anybody. So, however, we moved to Florida, which we absolutely love. However, we did not duplicate what we had in New York. And frankly, we were living off of our savings. And that's when I heard about this company and the products that this company offers. And being naturopaths, we don't subscribe to a lot of supplements and even a lot of products. Even though we're herbalists, we don't even recommend herbs most of the time because herb is medicine as well. And we use food as medicine. However, so we were at this business meeting for another business that we were planning to start, a B&I meeting. And a lady stood up and said, I'm going to talk to you about fruits and vegetables in a capsule. And we looked at each other and I said, oh no, the antennas went up. We were looking to hear something that we disagreed with. I am embarrassed to say now. However, I could find nothing wrong. And the lady sat down, and when she sat down, I said, I'm interested in this product and I want to join the company. Of course, she was taken aback, but when you hear something that's right, there's no fooling around. I mean, it's right. And I felt that it was right, and I knew that it was right based on the science, based on the integrity of the product, just by what she said alone in that 20-minute talk. So that's what got me started with this company.
Thank you so much. Asia, what about you?
Yes. So for me, as you said, TK, I went to Penn State University, and I was in my kinesiology, doing my core classes and learning about nutrition and health and exercise. And I was also working as a trainer to kind of pay my way through college. And my mentor trainer, Rachel, she actually started telling me about Juice Plus. And I also was like, I'm learning in my Penn State classes that vitamins are expensive pee. But then I realized I read the research, which for me is huge. I'm certified through the American College of Sports Medicine, which is a top sports medicine journal in the country, and among the top in the world. And so the fact that this product had over three published studies in this journal was really, really huge for me. And so that's really how I started on this product and business journey as well. So I signed up to be a representative to help offset the cost of my product. And that was 8.5+ years ago, and been going strong ever since.
Wow. Thank you so much. Courtney, what about you?
Yeah, so actually sort of similar to Asia, I jumped in with both product and business opportunity at the same time. I was also a collegiate athlete. I didn't share that in my bio, but I had just spent the worst season of my life, sick and injured constantly. And one of my best friend, roommate, and teammate, who had been on these whole food concentrates since she was 7, because her mom had been with the company for many years, she introduced me to this and said, I actually think that this might be why I'm the only girl on our team who hasn't missed a single game or even a practice due to illness or injury the entire season. And at the Division I collegiate level, that's pretty unheard of. So my ears perked up. I wanted to listen. It made sense to me right away. And really for me, the health benefits, I saw some within days. And then I've just over 13 years now that my family and I have all been consuming the plant powders, I mean, we just have this crazy long list of health benefits. And so I won't bore you with all of them, but it's from everything like really simple to, you know, more frequent and better bowel movements. We celebrate that, all the way to the other end of the spectrum of things that feel really miraculous and, you know, often make me get a little choked up when I talk about them. So yeah, it's been a really cool journey.
Awesome. Dr. Nailani, what was your initial vision or goal when you started this business, and how has that shifted for you?
Initially, I wanted to be able to take care of our living expenses. That was it. And since then, I've got some big, hairy, audacious goals. Even though this is not a get rich quick scheme of any kind, this is a real legitimate opportunity and business. And my goals now have changed to being able to have some philanthropy that I can leave for my family. I've got some big goals. So it's changed from just being able to, and by the way, certainly I've been with the company 14 years, and our income covers all of our living expenses in a lovely gated community that we live in. And more importantly, it gives us options. And that's another thing that I was looking for, options to do the things and to take care of the things that are important to me, which have to do with family and with people. And I love the freedom of being able to do that, not being worried or concerned, for instance, to hop on a plane at a short notice to be with family. You can't put a price on that. And so that I'm grateful for. And I do have some other huge plans in the making.
Oh, we can't wait to hear your plans in the future. Asia, how about you? What has shifted for you in your business? You're muted. There you go.
I don't know how the heck that happened. Yeah, so for me, it was to, you know, get through school, help pay my tuition. And since then, it's also been a supplemental income for me with my personal training. And that's been huge. And looking down the road, definitely like retirement, having residual income is so important. I do some work / like volunteer work for an anti-sex trafficking organization. And so right now, my goal is to use some of that income to actually put some tower gardens into their home as like a Christmas gift at the end of this month. So that's kind of my current goal.
I love that. I love that. Courtney, how about you? How have things shifted from the start of your business to where you are now and where you're thinking later?
Yeah, you know, what I love about just being in business in general, but this business in particular, is that it really stretches you in terms of like helping you dream again and learning how to dream again. Because I think that that's something when we get older, we stop doing. You know, when we're kids, it's like, you know, people ask you, what do you want to be when you grow up? Or what do you want to do with your life? And you rattle off all these things and there's not even a thought in your head about whether it's possible, right? And so I love that this kind of teaches us to think that way again. For me, when I started, I was a broke college student when I started, and I wanted to be on the products, but I also wanted my boyfriend at the time, who's now my husband, because he was also a collegiate athlete. So I was like, how am I going to pay for both of us to be on these products when I'm regularly having to, you know, choose between gas and groceries? So for me, it made sense to jump in to cover the cost of our product, but also because I immediately felt a responsibility to share with people about what I had found, because I was like, how did I not know about this? Other people need to know. And so it was really pretty basic at the beginning, and rather quickly, even though I was, you know, an athlete and I was taking a lot of units to graduate a year early with my bachelor's, and I was working internships and side jobs and all this stuff, I was actually able to, with some consistent effort, build a few $100s a month residual income. And it was maybe putting in like an hour a day tops, because that's all I had. And so it turned into kind of a nice little cushion. It was a few $100s a month was a big deal for a broke college student. And that lasted for a number of years. I went on to get a master's. I, got engaged, got married, went out into the corporate world, got a job. And this was just always kind of something that was like fun money on the side. And it carried us through in some, tough times when we were both just out of school. And then when I was pregnant, I realized, oh my gosh, I am going to have to be at a job that I do not love 50 hours a week away from this baby. And as soon as I had her, I went, oh my gosh, there's no way. I had initially thought I would go back at least part-time. And then I was, here in America, we have the worst maternity leave standards, and I couldn't fathom going back when she was still so tiny. And so for me, it became, I need to be at home with my baby and future babies, but I need to be bringing in an income. I don't know if we have any teachers on here, but my husband was a teacher at the time. He's now a pastor. Neither career brings in, the dough big time. So I was like, I still have to be contributing. And this gave me that opportunity. And I have surpassed what my corporate income was while being at home with my babies. So I'm so thankful for what this allows us to have the best of both worlds.
Wow. Wow. Love it. Okay, so let's get into the nitty-gritty of the business. Dr. Nailani, talk to us about what you found to be the most important skill needed to have success in this business.
Wow.
Maybe give us
The
two.
most important, okay, thank you. Because there are, and I'm glad you said skills, because it's not something you come in necessarily knowing. And I'll tell you, because we are dealing with a product, and so if nobody buys, then nobody gets paid. And so that's sales. And most people are afraid of that word. I was never afraid of the word. However, I knew that if I felt the importance of what it is that I'm sharing and offering, that to me is one of the most important things you can do, is have your belief in the product, no matter what product you have. If you're going to share it, you may as well believe in it, because people can see through a convincing pitch in a second. So that's one of the things that I think is extremely important, to believe in what you have and to believe in the value that it has for the person, not looking for the sale, but looking for the opportunity to help someone. And because what we have, these fruits and veggies in a capsule, it's just amazing. There is nothing, and I mean nothing, like Juice Plus, which is what we have. Nothing like it. And we've got the 40 studies to prove it. So that's one thing. Another thing is to be, well, actually there are 5, but I won't go through all of them. It's just to be teachable, because this is a franchise. And in a franchise, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. And people who are self-confident and who are good at sales sometimes don't do too well, because you come in confident and you want to take what we do in the sales world and bring it into a community and a world where it's all about caring and it's all about giving and sharing, as well as the opportunity. So those are 2 of the most important things I think that a person could use.
Thank you. Thank you. What about you, Asia?
Yeah, so I think one of the most important things, and just in life, and in my business, I've seen is listening. Being a good listener is so important. I was also a D1 athlete, and so on the field, listening to my captain, listening to my teammates next to me, because they had to have my back. I played rugby, and I could get laid out if I didn't listen to see who was on my left, who was on my right. So listening, when I have a personal training client in front of me, talk to me about their pain, their progress, whatever it is, their goals, listening. And so within the business, I feel like that's just been, it's been really important. There's always a need, as if you're human, you need to eat plants, you need to eat, I mean, really, it would be ideally 7 to 13 servings. Athletes need like what, 18 to 21 servings, right? So, and a serving is a fist, and as an athlete, I had a lot of cheesesteaks. I remember there were really many vegetables. The peppers weren't a serving, that's for sure, right? So I'm in all stages of life now working with my clients, from ages young teenage boys to 70-year-old athletes or 70-year-old adults. They still need to eat fruits and vegetables. And so listening for a need, or listening for a pain point, and just saying, hey, this is something that I love, that served me well, served my clients well, and maybe you want to give it a try.
Thank you for that. Courtney, what about you?
So I have two, and I would say first, be willing to suck at something new. Be willing to be a beginner, be willing to be coachable. That's in any business, right? Like, you're going to make mistakes. You're new to this. Entrepreneurship was modeled for me. I had parents who were bricks and mortar entrepreneurs multiple times in their life. And so that was modeled for me, but a virtual franchise like what we're talking about is very different. And the way that, you share, and the way that you market yourself, and the way that you market the products and all of that is very different than how someone in a bricks and mortar business might do that. So just being willing to be coachable is really big. I think, I talked about when we're kids, we dream really big. And then when we're adults, we don't. Also, when we're kids, we expect to be taught things, and we expect to be beginners. But then when we become adults, we're like, oh, I went to college, I learned all the things already. And we suddenly expect to know how to do things, and we expect to be good at things. And that's not necessarily the case. We're going to be beginners time and time again in our lives, hopefully, because that's how we keep growing. And so be willing to be that, and let others coach you, because probably when you start in an entrepreneurial path, you're not going to know it all, and you're going to fumble, and you're going to make mistakes. And then the second piece is just grit. I think just when I think of grit, I think of just like stick to itness, just keep going. We do have a number of athletes speaking tonight, and whether you've been an athlete, or maybe you played an instrument, or there's some sort of craft that you put your mind to and you had to stick to it. For me, it was basketball and other sports as a kid. There were some games that we knew that the shots were going to fall, and they were going to fall in our favor. And sometimes we knew that they weren't. It was just the way that it went. And we didn't quit, right? We kept going. We knew, like, we keep practicing, we keep getting better, and we keep trying our best. And I think that's, something that people forget when they go into in an entrepreneurial venture, a couple of failures, or, so-called failures, and they want to hit the brakes and maybe run the other direction. But just hang in there, it gets better.
Yes. Dr. Nailani, how has this business opened new opportunities, opened new doors for you? And do you think that you would have pursued them if you hadn't started this business?
That's difficult to say, because I am always looking for other opportunities. And when I was a little girl, my mother told me I could do anything, and I believed her. So no matter what it was, I wanted to do whatever I thought of, I did. And however, coming into this company, it gave me the opportunity to grow in a way that I didn't know I would need to. I've been in leadership positions before, and I've also been in positions where I've worked alone. And of course, working alone is very different. However, when you first start with this company, the compensation is amazing. So they make it possible for us to have some success right away. And, you can do that by yourself, really. However, when you really want to succeed in the business in a big way, it's not about you. It's not about me. It's about the people not only the people that I've introduced the product to, also the people that have joined me, that trusted to come along with me. And that has been huge. So I really can't say that there's something that I may not have done that I'm doing now, with the exception of building an organization. How about that? That's something I definitely had no intention of. So yeah, thank you for asking that question, because I never would have even imagined that I would build an organization, an international organization, a global organization of like-minded people. That's amazing to me, and I'm loving it.
Yeah, that is amazing. Asia, how about you? What doors have opened up for you, and do you think that you would have pursued them?
Yeah, so similar to Dr. Nailani, for me, I've never really thought of myself as a business owner, but I also now have an international organization, which is kind of fun. And so, yeah, if you would have asked me 10 years ago what I would be doing, like, I wouldn't say, well, I'm running a business and it's international, so that's really cool for me. But traveling, I think that's been really cool, really huge, because we have a conference twice a year and you get to go to different cities in the nation, and you can also go internationally as well. I just haven't gone to any of those yet. But some of my closest friends are also my business partners, so the fact that you get to choose who you work with is really cool. So those are some things that I think, without this business, I may not even have some of my closest friends in my life. So I'm really grateful for that.
I love it. Courtney, how about you?
Yeah, I would have to echo what both have said already. Definitely travel, friendships. Really lucky to work with the people that I work with and love that. I think, for me, it just allows, I always felt like when I was in the corporate world that I had to fit life in around work, as opposed to now work fits in around life. Or just blends with it, and we're doing both together, kind of sometimes seamlessly, sometimes we're kind of fumbling through the day as a family, but it's just like a beautiful combination of the two that I love, as opposed to just feeling like, there's very little time for the people and the things that you love outside of what you're doing to get your paycheck. And very few people have both time freedom and financial freedom. It's usually one or the other. And I feel like this business offers that in a way that I'm really grateful for, because it has allowed me to do some other ventures. I've got some other things going on, some other side. Now this used to be my side hustle. Now this is my main hustle, and I've got other side hustles, right? So, and it definitely has allowed some very unique dreams to come onto the table, and that are very close to coming to fruition. So I just think it just allows you to be a little more creative than when you're stuck in a certain schedule and you have to be here at this time and you have to be there at this time. And this just kind of allows you to get creative and dream differently than you might have if you were kind of stuck in that.
Yes, thank you. Okay, so Dr. Nailani, talk to us about what you would say to somebody on the fence that's unsure if this business is for them, if it's a good fit for them. What would you tell them?
The first thing I say is it's not for everybody, and it may not be for you. It's a good idea, though, to know what you might be saying yes or no to. To be able to make a good decision, it's good for you to find out. And if you're open to learning what it is, and then you'll know whether or not it's a fit for you.
Yeah, very true. What about you, Asia?
Yeah, so I love that. I think that's true. It's not for everybody, to be honest. And so if you're on the fence and you're like, it could be good, but I'm not really sure. It's only what, $50 a year $52 a year. So it's a pretty low when it comes to risk. It's pretty low risk, and the rewards far, far, far outweigh the risk. So I would say, why not? If this is something that you're thinking about, if you want to have time freedom, if you want to have some financial freedom, if you want to create your own hours, that is huge. Telling you, as a personal trainer, I can start at like 4:30 sometimes in the morning and not finish till really late in the evening and have to do it again. And I just retired, and now work for myself full time. And the fact that I have my time to myself fully with Juice Plus and with my personal training business is amazing. I'm catching up on 10 years of sleep, to be completely honest. So yeah, I mean, it may be for you. So why not take the chance?
Yes. Courtney, what about you?
Yeah, why not is the sentiment for me as well. Why not? I know with Brittany, I'll just share that, she and I kind of pursued her over and over again and said, hey, I really think that this could be for you. I just saw something in her. And I felt like, first of all, I wanted to be friends with her because I was, when we work with people really closely, you become friends. And I was like, I need to be friends with this awesome girl. So I kind of pursued her, and she kept thinking, no, it's not for me. It's for it, but she brought me other people that she thought it could be for. And she didn't see it for herself. And now she absolutely loves this business and is kind of obsessed with it. Right. So, and having a blast, and it's made all the difference for her and her family. And so I just think, why not? Because like Asia said, it's only $52 a year. I mean, most people spend more than that eating out for one meal, one nice meal, and that's gone. So you never know if you're having that, like that inkling, that little tickle that's like, maybe, then just try. Because it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to lose out on $52 if you decided it wasn't for you, right? But I just think that it's a really fantastic opportunity. And the cool thing too about what we have to offer is it's for everyone. There's a lot of companies out there. There's a lot of great companies. And, and I think that it is smart to research them and figure out what is best fit for you. But what I love about ours is that it is for every single person. There's from womb to tomb, and it's not going to hurt anybody. It doesn't matter what health or unhealth status you're currently at. Everyone can use more whole foods. And so I think that that's something that's really unique about what we have to offer. So yeah, just give it a shot, and you never know what might come of it.
Yeah, I love that.
Might I add? I forgot to mention something as Courtney was talking. I was just reminded of what an opportunity this really is. And that's what I mean when I say give yourself a chance to know what you're saying yes or no to. I have never seen a company like this. I've been with other companies, and I don't knock any of them. They all have their value. However, they call this a company with a heart for a reason. It's a great corporation, multi-billion dollars. However, they are not corporate oriented. They're people oriented, and that makes a huge difference. And so, like I mentioned before, the compensation plan, it's amazing that they give benefits in the way that it matches, it actually surpasses any corporate package that I've heard of. So there are real good reasons to take a serious look. And that's all I ask, that you take a look. Like I say, it's not for everyone. The product is, though.
Yes.
As Courtney pointed out. However, you just may find that it's a fit for you. And I think you would be so grateful, because you don't know what you don't know.
That's good. That's good. And one thing we didn't talk about, I want to just for like, give me 30 seconds, panelists, really, really quickly. We didn't mention how incredible the community is. So Asia, talk to us really quickly about how awesome this community is and what it's done for you.
Sure. Yeah. So Juice Plus community has been so great. I love learning. So with my degree in kinesiology, it's movement, right? Anything with the body. And so the fact that Juice Plus and its community is all kind of a like-minded people that care about health and wellness and longevity, adding more years to your life and life to your years, it's been so refreshing to be a part of that. And even though I'm a personal trainer, and you would think, well, personal training and being in the gym and people are all into like healthy eating, that's not the case for a lot of people. So the fact that the Juice Plus community, we have people like Dr. Nailani, right? We have moms, we have athletes, we have exercise physiologists and scientists. We have so many people that really just care about like a person, right? Like your body and how we can get it to be strong and whole. And that's a game changer. That's seriously a game changer.
Yes. What about you, Courtney?
Yeah, I just think I know that not everybody has an incredibly uplifting, encouraging, positive, empowering community around them. It's a really rare thing to find. I feel really blessed. I've got a really wonderful, like, tight-knit family. I've got a lot of really great friends, but there's just something so magical and special about being a part of something where, like Asia mentioned, like-minded people. And it's really cool to be continually educated in the realm of health and wellness, that we're like immersed in this with the most cutting edge information and really cutting edge doctors. And it's pretty fantastic to be like in the know and to regularly be reminded, hey, these are important things, important steps to be taking for yourself and your family, because most people aren't getting those reminders every single day. So it's really fun to be a part of that, but also just the friendships. Closest friends of mine have come from this business who I would have maybe never met because they're from a completely different place, and this business brought us together. And I just also love the support, the moms in the community too. Like, a lot of times we're talking about business and that sort of thing, but also just like, I'm currently dealing with a 5-month-old who's not sleeping well. And there's a bunch of moms from this business rallying around and saying, here, have you tried this? Have you tried this? This product was great, And so it's pretty cool to be in such a large, and also meeting new people all the time. I've never met Dr. Nailani in person or Asia in person. It was really fun to get connected and meet people from all over and all different walks of life.
Yeah, that's good. Really quickly, Dr. Nailani, what about you?
Well, most of it has been said. Truly, I have met people. I have some of my closest friends that I have met through this business, as well as the others, and it's very much like a family. When we get together, the feeling is real. In fact, when someone who is not a part of the community comes around people, for instance, at the conference, they are blown away because it's genuine. It's genuine. There is something there about people of like mind who care about each other. We are sideline buddies, meaning we don't make a penny from each other or off of each other or off of the business from each other. However, the bond is real, and it keeps us authentic, and it keeps us in a safe place. So it's been marvelous, and it is marvelous. It's going to get better.
Thank you so much, panelists. You were absolutely awesome, and you rocked it. I want to say thank you so much to our guests. Thank you for staying here with us, spending your time with us. You could be anywhere else, and you want to spend time with us and listen to us. And it's been really great for Brittany and myself. We enjoy these calls. We get to hear these different stories and get more in depth of what these women are doing in their businesses and what they're going through, but also how much the support and how much the community is really impacting them. And so hopefully you feel fire. Hopefully you feel excitement. Hopefully you feel energized to find something that's for yourself. So thank you so much for being here. Dr. Nailani, Asia, Courtney, you guys were awesome, and really, really appreciate you. I know I feel like all of us want to have more time. We want to have the ability to give more, have time for our family and our friends, and have beautiful experiences. And this business can provide time for you. And also, an extra income. You know, if we didn't learn anything else in a pandemic, we definitely learned that it is important to have something of our own that cannot be interrupted, that cannot be taken away, that we cannot be laid off from. And that is really important. So the awesome thing about this business is that we have ready-made things for you. There's a ready-made website for you, ready-made product distribution, ready-made community of cheerleaders, basically, self-development and mindset training, sales training, and so on and so on and so on. And so you're not having to start from scratch with this business. That's why it's so incredible. You're taught everything. And if not, you have sideline buddies who are going to be able to help and you can pull different things from. I want to encourage you to speak with the person who invited you to this call. You know, they cared enough about you to say, we think that you'd be awesome for this. And we feel like we can provide a solution for you and your family. And I hope that you guys say yes, you know, say yes to living the life that you want to live, say yes to having more time to do what you want to do, say yes to being able to have more time to travel and be with your kids at home or whatever you desire for yourself. We hope that you feel like you can create that with this business, and you can. And I do believe that all of us want to have more time, right? More time freedom, something that we can never, ever get back. And this business can do that for you. So before this year ends, I'm really compelled to make sure you understand how beautiful of an opportunity this is. You know, just see where it can lead you, see where it can take you, but allow yourself to be open and allow yourself to hear from the person that invited you. So thank you so much again for being here. We are so, so grateful for you. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and end, and then we're going to have our after party. All right, so I'm going to stop the recording right now.